Oops. All right, welcome in. Let me get my took the kids to the upstate today, but we're gonna get it right. All right, there we go. And hit the opener, stupid. All right.
Welcome to the Rob, Comrade, and Kale Show. Rob Sanders.
I don't care. My jokes don't go over. I don't care.
Comrade Mike Dobreski.
I don't care. We hate you. I don't care.
And Kale Hall.
This is stupid. Making noises on the show. You're like a crazy person. Why do you do this to your father and I?
The Rob, Comrade, and Kale podcast.
And welcome in to the latest edition of the Rob, Comrade, and Kale podcast. You know what? I could say something this evening that I don't get to say very often. Both South Carolina and Clemson won this weekend, and Georgia got throat punched, just like I said they would. Imagine that. Imagine that. You Georgia fans, bless your sweet little heart. Someone who bought into Georgia being awesome, we'll go with him first. He is straight from the Kremlin. Welcome in the Comrade, Mike Dobreski. Mike, good evening, sir.
It is great to be here. It's great to be a Gamecock. Huge win for the Gamecocks, taking care of the Auburn Tigers. And let me be clear. I told you Georgia is the class of the East.
Oh, okay.
Okay, don't confuse the shit now.
You know what?
Because you bury stuff. You bury stuff more than Jeffrey Dahmer does.
Mike,
you bury stuff.
You know what I'm going to refer to you as this evening, though? Mr. 14%. Because that's what your picks were this week.
Okay.
14
and
fucking
sadly, you still haven't passed me. How sad is that?
That's coming, sir.
Sure. That's always coming.
Sure. Let's welcome in the third member of the show. He is, of course, known by Carolina Jackpot. As there he is. Of course, I know him as Carolina. I know him as Kale Hall. I was going to go to his house today for lunch, but he told me hell no. Welcome in, Kale Hall. How are you, sir?
What's up? Winning. Great day to be a Gamecock, and just taking care of business yesterday.
Taking care of it.
Did what we normally do. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. Wasn't a huge win. It wasn't a huge win over a
been there before.
Big time team, but maybe next week or this coming week we'll step up in competition just a little bit and be able to take a fiscal 2020 year win over a team that some folks around here struggle with.
Haven't been in Death Valley in 6 years. So it'd be good to see.
Well, you know what? I've already had enough of your mouth about that. We're gonna do it right now because our buddy Dennis Wilson, by the way. I don't know if Dennis.
We went there for the flood game. It was 5 years ago. My bad. 5 years ago.
Yeah, 5 years and wasn't even supposed to be there. So
yeah, it was the best last time in Death Valley. But that wasn't a night game though. So we're going playing night game now. But I've never been to Death Valley though. Never been there. Rob, you been there before?
Where's SEC Dog tonight? He was running his mouth shout out to Tony Jackson over there. He showed up.
Oh, he showed up. It's good, Tony.
Yeah, Tony's got balls. Go ahead, Tony. Shout out to the rest of the folks watching on YouTube and Facebook Live tonight. We appreciate you.
Bam and the game can see something in common. We both have beaten Georgia last time we played them. Clemson can't say the same thing. Can't say the same thing. I'm sorry.
That's fine, but Clemson.
I'm just sorry. You can't. I'm just saying you're not. Like if we're having a discussion over how you did the last time you played Georgia, you wouldn't be in the discussion. We couldn't have you in the conversation. You wouldn't know what it's like. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything wrong. I'm just saying if we're having a discussion, hey, what's it like to beat Georgia last time you played them? You wouldn't be in the discussion.
Virtual Kale Hall. By the way,
really. If we were having a grown folks discussion about that, you would have to go sit with the children.
That's all. That's fine. But I tell you what. Before the night is out, I'm going to tell you why.
Try to color inside the lines.
Are you done?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm taking a lot of shit from two guys whose current coaching staff can't get within 21 points of my team. You should know your role and shut your holes. You can't get anywhere near our team. You have to ride other teams' nuts. That's what you have to
do. Do you have a picture of? Listen, real quick though. Do you have like an auto? I know you have a Clemson ties. Do you have an autographed picture of Chad Morris? You could send me. I want that in my bedroom somewhere, next to my wife and kids. Just having Chad Morris there.
Do you want it on the ceiling?
That scoreboard though, not the points. So last time we played up there, down the yard part of that scoreboard, it just kept on going up. It's like that little Price is Right game with little Swedish yodeler going up the ski slope. He's like, Mario almost fucking fell off.
By the way, we're going to look at some of that tonight too. We're also going to update our Callaway's Pick'em Challenge, but our buddy Dennis Wilson, I'm not sure if he's going to re-sign with us coming up for the next year because our contract ends after Wednesday's show. So I wrote some special stuff with Dennis today, and Comrade, I need you to make sure you put some feeling into this because
I always do. I always put feeling into this damn thing.
Wait. No, sir, because the last couple of times
I am like Jack Nicholson in A Few Good Men in the court scene.
You've referred to the Truth Serum scripts as I have to read this crap. I do. Yes, it is crap. But once I read it, though, I read with feeling. Sir, I have to teach you some customer service skills, okay? If we're going to continue to get our fine sponsor, Dennis Wilson, to do this show, for the next couple of times, you cannot be referring to this as crap or shit.
But the actual read, though, I read perfectly. The actual read, I was feeling.
And I want some feeling. If you're not going to have any feeling, it's going to be hard for me to go to the negotiating table and get Dennis on the show.
This is the best read yet.
All right. Read away, sir.
It sucks to be a Gamecock. Clemson is the #1 team in the country. My team got a fluke win over Auburn. This week we play at Tiger Stadium, not to be confused with Clemson's Death Valley. It is documented fact that Death Valley is at Clemson. LSU fans know this. The only people who get it wrong are stupid Gamecock fans. It sucks to be a Gamecock. Go Tigers.
All facts, sir.
All bullshit.
Kale, if you're gonna do the deeble dobble do, you need to do it right. Virtual Kale, show him how to do it.
Deeble dobble, deeble dobble, deeble dobble, deeble dobble, do. We are so much better than you.
You know what? I think I like Virtual Kale better than regular Kale. In fact, regular Kale sucks asshole sometimes. Virtual Kale, he always shows up and he always does just some great stuff. And you know what? I think Virtual Kale likes me. What do you think?
I fucking hate him.
Oh, goddamn, Virtual Kale. You're not helping me. Come on, Virtual Kale. Hi, Jaden. Virtual Kale likes my son. Just saying. Anyway, we're going to get into that tonight. We want to thank Callaway's Bar and Grill in West Columbia for taking care of our show. We appreciate Mike and Billy and all those folks over there, Cheddar Bob, and the guys that took care of our show. Let's update our picks. Mike, can we do that this evening? Then we'll start talking about some of the games.
Let's go.
Let's see here. Glenn wants to know how the Fruit Loop Troop is doing, a.k.a. Clemson. We'll talk about the Fruit Loop Troop, sir.
Is that who Clemson's playing Saturday, the Fruit?
I don't know. Clemson's playing where the Comrade could have went to college and starred. That's
Fruit.
That's a fact, isn't it? You know I'm telling the truth. You could have went to Syracuse and starred.
No, I saw no. Syracuse, no. No, I could not.
The Fruit lost to the damn Sunday school on Saturday. So
yeah,
I had no shot. I had no shot.
College football right now. They replaced Kansas.
All right. Well, let's talk about the Callaway's Bowl Pick'em Challenge. Not bowl. It's the Callaway's football pick contest.
Marcus, real quick. Marcus, when you beat me, Marcus, then you can talk crap about the standings. You're behind me. All these people who are behind me, the computer, you're behind me, and I'm going to win the damn thing. Okay? And I told everybody last week, on Wednesday. What did I say, Rob? What did I say on Wednesday?
You said that Georgia was going to beat Alabama.
No, actually, did not say that. I said I had Bama winning the game. I thought Georgia would cover. That'd be close. But what did I say about all the games, though? What did I say? Ken remembers. I said I don't like any of these games. I go. I'm praying for 4-4. Okay. Every other week, all the games felt like really good. And I think ever since the Cal Hall special, but we won't worry with that. But I did not feel good at all last week. I kind of knew it was coming. I was praying for a 4-4 or 3-5 week, and of course, I went all to crap. But I'm still at 59% for the season. I'm only 3 back in the lead, and I'm going 8-0 this week. 8-0 this week.
Contest. Stop making it about you, you selfish bastard.
People are in there making comments.
There are more people in the contest than just you, dude.
Well, I'm just saying, though. Once you take the lead over me, you can talk crap. Right now, the people who can talk crap to me right now are the following people. Okay? Jeremy McClure, Dennis Wilson, and Ben Simmons. That's it.
Okay, you know what? But that's not fair. Returning champions can talk shit to you too.
Okay.
And,
all three of those gentlemen can eat my ass too.
Kale, would you rather eat your ass?
Fucking McClure and his lucky ass. I've bet him on Facebook 2 different times on shit, and I whipped his ass both damn times. He had to send me fucking money. So I don't know how the hell he's doing so damn well over here. It's fucking luck. It's fucking 2020 luck.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of the honor roll folks. I don't know if Comrade has that in front of me, but no one got 8. Comrade, correct me if I'm wrong.
That's correct.
7. Matt Hewlett got 7. Matt Hewlett stopped eating ass and got a 7. Congratulations.
Real quick, before you get into this right now, I'm going to tell you, the people who made picks now, there's not people who don't picks. The people who made picks, okay, we had 8 picks. The average was 3.65 picks correct. That's under 500. It was a crappy week for everyone. So if you had a good week, you really moved up in the standings. So real quick, I'll do for the week. We had 2 people who had 1 pick right. That was myself and my boy Brock Lee. Okay, Brock Lee and I think alike. We're both intelligent people. It was a bad week for games. Bottom line. Marcus Cameron, who's flapping his gums, got 7 correct. Where's Marcus in the standings, real quick? Let me see.
All right, Marcus is at 23, so he's right
23. So that's pretty sad.
You are fucking kidding me.
You got 23 total, had a 7 in 1 week. That's pretty sad. Okay, and keep in mind that before that, you had 6 correct the last 2 weeks combined. So let's slow the roll a little bit there, Marcus.
Comrade, I know you're upset.
I'm just
saying.
You
were in first place and you were doing well.
I'm just saying. I'm going to win.
Anyway, some other numbers that were good. Marcus Cameron had 7. I had a 6. 6 and 2 is solid. Would you agree, Comrade?
That's what you kind of want to. Well, my goal is 5 and 3 every week.
Styling and profiling.
Yeah. My goal is 5 and 3 each week.
He got a 6 too. So congratulations on that. Couple of 5s. Elizabeth Harkins is at 5. Congratulations to her. Sweet young lady who is a patron of the granddaughter of one of our patrons, Lisa Sester Harkins, who, by the way, if her granddaughter's beating her, we're going to laugh hysterically. Nope, she's right there with her. 1 pick behind her grandma. Her grandma got 5 correct too. Nathan Medlin got 5 correct, so congratulations to him. But Dennis Wilson had 2 correct. Jeremy McClure with 5. He leads the way with 30. Right on his heels, Dennis Wilson and Ben Simmons at 28. Comrade and I are 3 picks back at 27. I was 6 back last week. As we roll along here, Edwin Reeves, our resident LSU fan, who knows that Death Valley is in Clemson and doesn't have a problem admitting that because he is a realist. He's right there in the mix too. The run-up here is interesting. Jackpot Jr. is at 22 with 2 correct picks this week. Carolina Jackpot picked up some ground on Jackpot Jr. with 3 correct. We have to give Kale his props. He said he was going to chase down. Jackpot Jr. He picked up 1 game this week, so congratulations on that. As we roll down the list here, we always talk about this in the effect of whoever finishes dead last is going to get the penis. Ladies and gentlemen, the penis has arrived. Let me see if I can just go. There you go.
We have to have some stipulations though. Do I need to kick Gary Mills and Justin Rowland out? If you've made picks in 3 straight weeks, I just cancel them out.
If you lose, gentlemen, you get the absolute penis.
I wonder if the person that works at fucking Amazon that packs that into the shit that they have to ship it to. I wonder if they blush or if the postmaster blushes when he's putting it on your fucking front porch. I mean, damn. Somebody's got to feel some kind of way about manufacturing, delivering, or having anything to do with that.
I have a feeling that, Rob, your address is probably put on a list just like for the FBI to confiscate computer for porn. Just to make sure, just kind of flag you.
That's not a fair statement, sir. Don't say things like that.
Just kind of a flag on your account to drive by, maybe.
By the way, Comrade, how did you and the computer do this week? Please tell us, sir. We'd love to know.
Who's that?
What was your record this week, Comrade?
I already told you. I'm 1-7 this week.
Yeah.
Eric Twyman over on YouTube commented when he saw that, and he said, "Gold member." You remember that movie? I don't know.
That was great.
2001 or something.
Yep.
Who was that? What was her name? Beyonce? Was that the
Beyonce's in there? That movie.
He had the Midas touch. They touched to my heart.
Right. That movie has my favorite GIF I use when it shows gold member and it goes, "I love gold." Whatever, we have some screenshot pop up of someone and I go, "I love." Yeah, it's my favorite.
By the way, Comrade talks about people not picking. I understand that. I think it's just going to be a choice between the three of us. We'll try to be as fair as we can. If you look at right now, the winner of the Dick Trophy right now, there's your golden dick, sir, would be Freddie Huth, who has picked the past 2 weeks but missed a couple of weeks. He's at 9. Right behind Zach.
Gary Mills and Justin Rowland are in the bottom round.
I'm kind of eliminating them because they haven't really been picking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because here's the thing, though.
Butts is stuck in ass down too, isn't he?
Well, Butts actually missed week 1, which had 10 picks, and he's already passed Matt Tomlinson. I think that's hilarious. Okay.
Well, by the way, the defending Dick winner is Magic Shoes Muse, who won the Dick Trophy last year, and he's right there in the mix to get it this year.
You're the best.
Brian Peake might be in the mix too, but
he didn't pick this week.
Right. Matt Tomlinson at 18, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Matt Tomlinson could get the absolute dick here.
I think I haven't checked this for sure now because I'm not obsessed with Matt Tomlinson, but I think he is close to being in last place of all the people who have picked every single week. I think that should be the award right there. So I think he's close.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna tell you what team. I'll tell you what team has fucked me out of 3 damn picks this year. I should be 3 picks higher than what I am. Is fucking Clemson. Every time I fucking pick against them, they fucking cover.
Hey,
and every time
Comrade,
hey, Cal.
Fucking cover.
Cal, you know what's messing me up right now, Cal? I'd be 1 back right now if it wasn't for the Cal Hall special. The Cal Hall special, I'm 0-2 on.
You gotta do better. I mean, you got to do better. You should not have. I don't know. You should have went away, turned the computer off when you were researching that one, and saw what I saw against the triple option from last year. They are horrible, and
my new rule for the Cal Hall special.
41-0. 41 to dick.
When we pick the Cal Hall special, I want to pick last of the group. I'm just going to copy what Cal picks. New rule.
All right, well, Comrade, tell people the only pick that you got correct.
The only pick I got correct was the Clemson game. That's it. I did not. And here's the thing. I am so if you follow the show a lot, if you follow the show, you will know that I tend to never pick against the Gamecocks, and normally I lose. The Gamecocks actually been they're 4-0 now against the spread. So they were 3-0 against the spread. I think the Gamecocks against the spread all 3 games, and so forth. So I wanted to take them this week, but I felt if I took them that I would jinx them. They lose.
Comrade, can I interrupt for just a second? Comrade,
here's the thing, though. Here's what I'm thinking about doing, though. Here's the thing I'm doing right now.
Comrade,
quick. Here's my plan now. I'm thinking about doing this for the good of the program because I'm a true Gamecock. I'm thinking about picking against them all the rest of the year because maybe that will spur them on to go 10-2 or 8-2.
You don't even know.
I may pick against them the rest of the year and sacrifice 1 game a year. If I can get the Kale Hall special, if I can go after Kale, and I'll get that game back. So that's my plan. I'm going to do is just pick against the Gamecocks all year to help spur them on. When I pick for them, it's not good.
Fucking Christ! It's like talking to my kids. Comrade, I wanted to share with you that my wife walked in and said that one day I'm going to push you to the point where you come over here and you want to fight, which that would be outstanding. That would be outstanding. Comrade coming over here.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Huh?
I'm a lover, not a fighter. I don't fight.
I'm in good. I'm in good with your wife, man. Your wife likes me. You don't want to come over here. I'll call Jane up. That'll be it for you, brother.
Maybe Thursday.
Yeah, well.
Off subject for a second, but over on the Carolina Jackpot YouTube channel, my picks and predictions against the spread, where I do 20 games a week. Well, I only did 19 this week because one of them got canceled in the middle of all that. But I had a couple I really nailed it on that I was proud of. The Wake Forest knocked it off Virginia straight up, and then the Florida State UNC called it fraud confirmed, and that was great. I wish both of those were in our damn contest. I do better on my own than I do here because I have the freedom to just go out and pick whatever and nailed those pretty good. I didn't pick, honestly, Florida State to actually beat them, but when they did, I was like, holy shit, are you kidding me?
Well, we'll go over some of those in a minute. We're going to take calls in a moment too. By the way, I wanted to play a little something here that I have.
Can we talk about Chad Morris and the game though?
Sir,
can we talk about the Auburn game for a little bit or no?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead while I'm getting this queued up. Talk to us a little bit about the. You want to let Jackpot go first, there, Comrade, and talk about the Auburn game?
Yeah, go ahead, Jackpot. Give me your breakdown.
Thought about the game yesterday.
Well, I mean, they did what they had to do. I mean, they stepped up. I mean, defensively, I mean, J.C. Ford was like a blanket for Seth Williams. The one that they were going to target. They took him out of the equation. They gave up some runs for Stank Bigsby, who went for over 100 yards, but I mean, it still wasn't enough. And it looked to me like, just going back and watching these replays, I didn't have to work during this thing, but I was able to watch that last futile Auburn drive. Man, it's like futile. And, watching this thing back, I mean, they just looked like they were fucking just discombobulated on the sideline. I mean, you see Chad Morris is arguing with Bo Nix, and he's arguing with his receiver, and Stanks over here arguing with somebody else, and Gus Malzahn is like, he's all over the fucking place, and just don't look like a damn cohesive unit to me. So that's why I say it was a good win, but I mean, it's not fucking earth shattering. I mean, anybody should have beat this damn team yesterday. They're not good. Just not. I mean, we did what we were supposed to do. We took care of business against teams not very good. Now send us a team that's pretty good and give us some kind of test. And let's see what we can do. But I'm glad we were able to move forward with this one.
All right. Well, Comrade, what were your thoughts on the game, man?
First thing, it's kind of weird. Like, it was a big win in terms of just the idea that it's Auburn and we haven't beaten them in years. And even though this Auburn team is probably not really good, okay, I remember playing Auburn, a team that sucked ass back in 12. And, Stephen Garcia's last start. And we had a really good Gamecock team, a much better team, and we couldn't beat them. So I'm just happy to beat them. Was 11? Garcia. So 11. So, so I'm happy to get the win just to get the non. Because, listen, when we kind of realized we're playing an all-SEC schedule, no Clemson, and I think we had a podcast one day about which game do you want to see the Gamecocks win the most. And I said it was Auburn, from the fact that we've never beaten Auburn before. Also Florida, because I was sick of the bullshit the last 2 years, now 3 years of Florida.
I think we all came to an agreement that Texas A&M was the one that.
Well, A&M's on the list too, because we are beating them too. But those are the games, like A&M, Auburn. I mean Georgia too, but we used to be in Georgia, now beat them last year. I mean, no big deal. But so from that standpoint, fine. What I was amazed at is, first of all, the Gamecock offense probably looked the worst it has all year, I would say. I mean, not great. The line didn't look really great, but they kind of found a way and made plays when they make plays. And I still like how Bobo's kind of got the offense, like the way he calls plays. There's like a plan. He sets things up. I like Kevin Harris, but here's the thing: we were without Israel Mukumo and Cam Smith. Okay. And when you sent me a text in the morning, Rob sent Raquel and I a text in the morning, I was like, you know what, we're not going to win. Because any goddamn smart team in the world would not even throw towards J.C. Horn's side. You'd say, you know what, they've got one great corner now, we're not going to throw over there. And they threw at him all game long. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm not sure if it's Chad Morris's fault or Bo Nix's fault or the combination. But thank God for Chad Morris, because that's something he would do. Okay? That's the dumbest thing in the world. If that was the Gamecocks doing that crap, that's what the Gamecocks would do. That's a Gamecock the last 4 or 5 years. Let's go play a team who's down 2 corners, and let's go throw at their best corner all game long and see what happens. The dumbest thing in the world. I'm happy for it. I'm glad we won. I'm not totally ready to say we're back. We're 2-2. It'll be interesting coming this week against LSU. But I see some things I like. I still see some things that we got to work on. But overall, 2-2. I have some hope now, a little bit of hope going forward.
Yeah. Well, you remember what Chad Morris killed us with in that Clemson game back in 2014 was that little bubble screen to Artavis Scott twice.
Yeah.
It went for like 60, 70 yards both times. And you got like a guy that runs the 40 and 4.2 and Anthony Schwartz out there playing for Auburn. Why not run that shit with him? They would have stuck a damn rusty nail up our rear end. But I don't know. I guess that fell out of his bag of tricks. I don't know. It looked like a lot of creativity other than putting a fucking 300-pound tight end to try to play fucking quarterback, and his fucking fat ass can't damn even execute shit and look like damn I don't know what the hell. And and we stuff it out. So no creativity. I think going to Arkansas did something to Chad, and I think Chad did something to Arkansas. And thank God they have an amicable divorce.
That's crazy. But honestly, though, it's
Arkansas. Honestly, can I say that? You want to talk about Miami talking about we're back? No, you're not. And Tennessee talking about we're back. Well, nobody thinks about the fact that Arkansas used to win 9, 10, 11 games a year for years. They did. Guess who's back? Yeah. They're more back than either one of those fuckers are. Not damn.
Yeah. I get that too. But when I look at this, though, and my big thing from this game is when you look at the final stats now, and I've said this forever, that the only stat that matters at the end is the final score. I think we all can agree upon that. Here's the thing, though. When you look at this stats, though, they do tell you a story. Auburn had 27 first downs to 20 for South Carolina. Auburn had 481 yards total compared to 297 for South Carolina. and 209 yards rushing to 153 yards rushing for the Gamecocks. What I took away from this was the same thing the Comrade said. They were dumb enough to throw at J.C. Horn. And that, my friends, is coaching. Or their quarterback is just so batshit stupid that after he picked him off the first time, he didn't check it in his head saying, maybe I shouldn't throw it over there anymore. Or some assistant didn't come to him and say, hey, guess what? On the other side, they're running guys that we have no tape on because they've never played. So I'm not trying to piss on the Gamecock win because, to be honest, I honestly think that Will Muschamp is such a failure that any win is a big win. But this was a win that I didn't think they would get. I honestly didn't. When we did our preseason predictions, I thought that Auburn would pick up the win. And the Gamecocks went out there and they did what they had to do, and they used the turnovers to pick up this win. I mean, that's pretty much the only thing I took from this game. Now, what did we learn about South Carolina? Not much. In South Carolina's 2 wins, they got a win over Vanderbilt and a win over what I think is going to be a really bad Auburn team. So we haven't really learned much other than Harris is a good running back and Colin Hill is a pretty.
They'll probably finish up 2-8 for sure.
Who? Auburn? They might.
Definitely.
But Cale, do you think Auburn is that good?
Tennessee will probably hang half 100 on them.
Are you being serious or not?
No, I'm not being serious. They're not that fucking bad. I think they'll get a lot better.
So you think they're going to be better than what they are now?
They found a stalwart in the backfield in Stank Bigsby. And, I think they're going to be better than what they are now. What's their remaining schedule? You would run it down. I'll play win game with you, and I'll tell you.
All right. Well, I'll give it to you right now. Let's see here.
They're beating Bama. I think they beat Bama this year. I should my pants beat
not
Bama.
out of the realm of possibility.
I can see it. I can see it being Bama.
Now you guys are being stupid. We're trying to talk real football here. Now you're being dumb fuck.
I can see it.
The rest of the schedule for Cale, I mean, let's just be honest. They've got 6 games left. Cale's got them at what? 8-2, right?
They're 2-2 right now, right?
They're 2-2. They go to Ole Miss, Cale. Do they win that game?
Next week?
Yep.
When?
They play at Ole Miss next week.
Win.
Okay. Then they play LSU at home.
Win.
Half.
The fuck is half?
I said that it's a toss-up, so it's half.
Toss-up, half.
You sorry motherfuckers!
Damn, both of y'all. Fuck me, man. Let's see here. Next game at Mississippi State.
Win.
Tennessee.
Win.
Alabama.
Win.
Loss.
God damn it. And then finally, Texas A&M.
Half.
Jesus. God, what
the fuck?
God damn it, Cale. Anyway, I don't think Auburn is that good. Do you have anything else you want to talk about with that game? South Carolina plays LSU next. LSU has basically gotten a free bye week to prepare for South Carolina.
And they'll need to.
Here's what I don't understand about that. All right, so Florida couldn't play.
Right.
But LSU just had to not play the game because Florida couldn't play. So
right.
That was announced on what, Monday or Tuesday?
Tuesday.
So why couldn't they find another team on that schedule who had that, like, and this is being hypothetical, but that had a bye week this week and then tell LSU,
like Missouri?
All right, well, say, yeah.
We've already played Missouri.
Or whoever. Okay. Well,
that's right.
Arkansas, say, for instance. All right, you come on. We're going to play you this week so that we can both be healthy and play to avoid somebody having to cancel a game down the road.
Right. Well, I don't know if they can do I mean, it makes sense, but I don't know if they can do the whole musical chair schedule thing. But yeah, I mean, South Carolina gets LSU. LSU basically gets 2 weeks about it, and they got 2 weeks to prepare basically for South Carolina. So early line on that, Comrade. Have you got it? I think it's 7.5, 6.5. Do you know?
7.5.
That's what we're using for the contest.
Yeah, that's what it opened up as. I think it's 7 now, but 7.5 is what I opened at.
That's all I got us favored by? Damn.
I assume we're taking the Gamecocks this week, Kale. Can I hold you to that?
Spurs up to my toes up.
All right. Well, hey, the Clemson game, and I want to talk a minute about the Clemson game where Clemson squared off with Georgia Tech. They win 73-7. And I had issues with this game. And people are like, "Wow, how could you have issues with this game, Rob?" They won by 66 points. Because the problem that I have with this is that Trevor Lawrence was playing in the third quarter, and Clemson is up 52-7. So, in my mind, I thought about the Comrade here, and I knew what the Comrade was probably going to say. Dabo sure wants that fucking Heisman. And the reality is that I can't really argue.
Let me correct you. It's a virtual Heisman this year. Virtual. They're actually having the actual ceremony. Virtual Heisman.
No, but I have a problem with that because why have him out there? One guy rolls into his knee and could end his season, and it was just I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And I tweeted out about it. Clemson fans were getting pissy saying, one guy told me something along the lines of, I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. Then he went back and deleted his tweet. I don't know, man. I mean, you're up 52 to 7.
Clemson fan, he probably spelled a bunch of shit wrong.
Probably. But the reality is that he put in his second stringers on defense midway through the second quarter. So if you're throwing that up out there.
Defense don't win Heisman's, bro. Defense don't win Heisman's.
I had a problem with that. And then here's the other thing.
Hey. Over on YouTube, I want to give a shout out to Scout. He says, WTF is Jackpot talking about? And then he says, drunk pot. Hey, Scout, I'll tell you something. If I was going to name myself after a 1970s American Motors Company vehicle, I'd call myself the fucking Gremlin or the Pacer, you stupid son of a bitch. Why don't you go sit on one and rotate it on, you stupid son of a bitch?
Isn't Scout the character in the Scarlet Letter? For the
no,
English
Scout's the character in To Kill a Mockingbird.
To Kill a Mockingbird. Jesus.
He's gonna be a character and to put my damn flip flops up your damn ass.
As you can tell, I did not pay attention to class growing up.
Here she comes. You're so fucking intelligent. What are you?
I'm impressed that Rob knows that.
I'm a bitch. See the motherfucker again. I'm fucking mad.
I'd whip his ass from here to Kingdom Come. I don't know. He was probably in the 10th grade, so shut up now.
God damn it. Anyway. But back to it, though. I had issues with Sweeney doing that. I just didn't think that was – why have him out there? And then you're opening yourself up when you've got this guy out there but pulled your defensive guys. Just really – just come on, man. But the other part, though, Georgia Tech fans were getting snippy on Twitter, and they were upset because Helms, who is the fifth-string quarterback from West Columbia, South Carolina, goes out there and throws for, I think, 2 touchdowns, and they're all upset about it. And you know what? Here's a thought. If they've got the fifth-string quarterback in there and they're scoring on you, then the problem is you. That's not them. You're supposed to tell the fifth stringer, hey, don't go out there and try hard. You've been sweating your dick off at practice and everything else, working hard, trying to get on the field.
Come on, Rudy. Come on, Rudy. Hold back on them. Well, it's like back in the 80s. I think it was 1985, and they did a 30 for 30 on the first Miami Hurricanes 30 for 30 video,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And they were talking about, I think it was in 1985 when Notre Dame played at Miami, and whoever their coach was at the time, he wasn't any good, and they fired him or he quit, and that was his last game was at Miami. He was coaching at the end of the season, and they beat them like 59 to dick, but it was like 45-0 at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and Miami was still scoring touchdowns, and they interviewed old Jimmy Johnson. And this is like 20 years later when they're interviewing him. And by this time, his hair is all fucking silver and shit. He's talking about, he's like, I remember that game. He's like, and because they accused him of running up the score. He said, I had my third stringers in there. He said, and all they were doing was taking a handoff and running up the middle. He said, and they couldn't stop him. He said, I can't defend the other team playing poorly. He said, all I can do is coach my team.
Right.
So, I mean,
Real talk.
what do you do? If the other team sucks that fucking bad, I mean, not running up the score, maybe you should do something on that end there.
Yeah. You can make that argument. I don't have a problem with that. It bothered me though with that because it's like, you know what? What do you expect these guys to do, man? But anyway, that's just me. Clemson wins, and there's not much that else that you can say about that. They won big, and you know what? I'm not going to be like some folks because we'll do that in a minute. But there's no one on Clemson's schedule that can play with them.
I have a serious question though. I disagree. I was in the Facebook chat room during the Gamecock game, which also coincided with the Clemson game. And I swear to God, every Clemson fan in that room was watching the Gamecock game. I mean, I didn't watch the Clemson game for 1 second. But I mean, you guys they were hanging. I'm not Rob. You have to watch the Gamecock game with your job. But they were watching. I mean, they go, oh, I'm watching. I'm flipping over, and they would know when penalties happen right away. Oh, it's a hold. Like, and it's a commercial. Sure, it was. It just cracked me up. At the eyeballs, and the same with here. People come to this podcast. Hear about the Gamecock talk. Hear about the Gamecocks. That's how it is. We are the main event. Let's be honest. We're the main event. The Gamecocks are the main event.
Okay, well, let's roll through the rest of it. I think everybody missed on this pick with Kentucky just throat stomping Tennessee at Tennessee.
I know somebody that didn't.
Tennessee. Let Kentucky score again. Fuck Tennessee.
Well, you know what? If you think about that, if you want to think about it for just a minute.
Sure.
Their coach is not he's a fucking idiot. Jeremy Pruitt he's a bona fide dumbass. After the game that Jarrett Garrett played last week, I mean, he didn't pull him and give somebody else a damn chance to start that fucking game and see what they could have done. I guarantee you that they would not have thrown two picks. How the hell do you throw two pick sixes? Two in the same damn game. That's some Todd Ellis bullshit right there.
By the way, only 35% of the people got that game right, and that was not one of the worst games.
He did, and he managed to throw two fucking pick sixes, okay? It was 34-7. So let's just say that they had started Brian Maurer at quarterback, and he didn't throw those damn pick sixes. So you take that away, your game's 27 now. And then say you flip that a little bit, and you're able to score, and then it's 21-20. Tennessee wins.
Well, but on the other hand, it's the same stupid ass coaching ideas of, hey, we're going to throw at the same fucking guy like Auburn decided to do. What a fucking shit show. Anyway, the game of the night.
Yeah, did you watch the Carolina Jackpot video I did earlier about that?
I did watch your one video where you were talking about the sour grape session with.
Yeah. Well, what about the dumbass Auburn fan? And she said, Joey Gatewood's lighting it up at Kentucky. Oh, no, he's not. He is 1 of 2 throwing the fucking football this year. So, no, they haven't even given him a damn chance up there anyway, but it doesn't matter. I mean, nobody knows who Auburn's backup quarterback even fucking is. So,
Right.
I mean, it's a fucking joke.
Well, here, I want to talk about the the Alabama-Georgia game for a minute, and then I want us to take calls. So let's move to this really quickly here. I said on Wednesday night, point blank, Alabama is going to blow out Georgia. I said that. All the Georgia fans were over here, and they were running their dick suckers. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Georgia is so good at tuning the media. They had people from ESPN talking about, man, that Georgia defense is just out fucking standing, and they've got so many different players and stuff like that. And even guys that I respect, like Josh Pate from 247 Sports, he said on his podcast that he thought that
Mr. Whiteshirt.
Yeah, Mr. Whiteshirt, he thought that Georgia defense was going to do good against Alabama.
Well,
but no, I'm telling you what he said, Mike.
I know, but did you watch the game though?
Yes, I watched the whole game. Okay. I was laughing my balls off.
That game wasn't really a Georgia defense issue. That was a Georgia quarterback issue, turning the ball over, and that kind of let me. It was a weird game. Georgia was in control of that game, and that was a game where I said before when Newman transferred, I didn't think it'd be that big of a deal. I think they still win the East, which they will. That was a game though that they needed like a Justin Fields. I mean, or even Newman.
That kind of quarterback is not going to win a damn championship.
Yeah,
it's just not.
The point that I'm trying to make though is that the Georgia fans constantly ran, and they were running their mouths over there. SEC Dog was one of them. Fuck you, and hide behind that keyboard. I'll give you my fucking address, dude. I don't give a shit. I'm not scared of you motherfuckers. And I'll say with the same thing I said before. People that are threatening me over football talk probably are on probation and can't leave the state.
I mean, to be fair, I can get it, and then talk about their team. I mean, look at their team's down schedule, and then look at yours. I mean, come on.
Well, okay, but you know what? I'm going to get to that in just a moment here. I'm going to get to that in just a moment, okay? But Comrade was talking about as far as Alabama, and it wasn't a defensive problem for Georgia. Alabama had 564 total yards. That goes on your defense, sir.
Yeah, I know, but here's the thing, though. That the score is a little misleading in that game. That's all I'm saying. Like the score makes it look worse than it was. Georgia was in control of that game, and I'm not saying that Bama. I'm not saying Georgia's better than Bama. What I'm saying is Georgia had that game in control. A few ricochet passes. Their quarterback just is not at the level to beat a team like Alabama. But that game was closer to the yards
than Georgia had total yards. I mean, these are stats that are in front of me, dude.
I know. I'm just if you watch the game though.
I watched the game, Mike.
If you watch the game, there is that big of a gap.
Whatever the fuck they wanted to do, they went for almost 600 yards. Either way, just for you Georgia fans that are over there, I want to make sure you hear this because you need to hear this. And this is what reality, this is what happened to you last night. And you just need to hear it from the lips of one of the best play-by-play men in the country, Mr. Eli Gold and the Alabama Radio Network.
The crowd cheering. Statement made. Bama leaves no doubt. The Dogs remain house trained. Bama 41, Georgia 24, and Nick Saban has defeated yet another former assistant coach, the 22nd time in succession he has done just that.
There you go. I wanted to make sure that you Georgia fans heard that. And by the way, I'm going to say this too. You have this overall lead record against Clemson as far as the head-to-head goes. But in the past 40 years, since you won your last national title, Clemson's got 3 of them. Okay? So put that in your fucking pipe and smoke it. And you know what? You guys can call Dabo Sweeney. What's the word you use?
Charlatan,
an idiot, an asshole. Call him. I will take Dabo Sweeney.
You got that one rusty old. You got that rusty ass trophy from '81. You got that rusty ass.
Same old shit. And by the way, Clemson's a better program than Georgia is. You need to start telling that to yourself there, Georgia fans, because you have the number one talented roster in the country, and you went into Alabama and their coach has fucking COVID and they throat fucked you. That's what happened.
Rusty ass trophy from '81 that Danny Ford and
fuck
Charlie
off, King.
And those dirty people stole. And you got the Osirene Lake trophy from '18.
You got the pick trophy, legal pick. You got the legal pick trophy.
The 16 one may be that may be halfway legitimate.
Well, and that's fine. And
the illegal pick,
the illegal pick trophy, the Osirene trophy, and the paying recruits trophy. That's good.
So if we're playing under God's rules, you'd be 0 for 3.
That's right.
Well,
the good Lord don't recognize your titles. The good Lord, the dabble praise you, doesn't recognize all three.
I don't really care what you think. Clemson has 3
I'm talking what God thinks. I mean,
since 1980, Georgia's got 1, and they have the most talented roster in the country according to 247 Sports, and they can't get over the hump. It's the same shit every year. They convince people that this is the year. We're finally going to do it, and they end up getting smacked around. And that's just what happens. Georgia is the biggest,
they call that 1980 clean
fraud in the SEC. They're the biggest
clean title.
Period.
God doesn't recognize any
I
national titles.
I don't care what you guys say. You don't have
God doesn't.
Look, when we talk about women's basketball, I'll shut my mouth because I don't have any time. In football, your team dick.
God doesn't recognize it.
There with Georgia. Right there with Georgia. Simple as that. You know what? You have the same amount of national titles in the past 39 years that Georgia has. There you go, Gamecock fans. Something you have in common with this so-called elite program in the SEC. You're not. Stop it. You're not an elite program anymore. Okay? You're not. You'll go 8-2 this year.
We were, though.
If you get to the SEC championship game again, and you're going to be like, oh, we were going to have Alabama's number now. They're going to throat fuck you in Georgia that time. They're going to do a road show throat fucking you in your own state. That's what's going to happen to you. It's all, and a lot of it's mental and in your head, but you can't get over the hump. Sorry. If you don't like that, I mean, you don't like facts, I'm sorry. Win fucking something. Until then, shut up. There you go with that. All right, let's take calls, gentlemen, unless you want to respond to the Alabama game. You guys want to defend more of Georgia and talk about how they're great? Go ahead, Comrade.
They're the best team. They're the best team in the East. I mean, I predict the best in the East, and we're the East. And you said no. We can go back. We can go back to the we made predictions.
They're not the best team in the East. They're not the best team in the East. They beat the Gamecocks.
When you said best in the East, you laughed and no, Florida is. Remember that?
Florida is.
So we laughed at that, just like you brought up the whole Mike Leach quote after week 1. But now we bury that soundbite now. You don't bring up that soundbite anymore. So when I'm wrong,
we kind of trounced on the SEC West jinx a little bit yesterday too.
Right,
we usually don't do very well against them. It's usually an offer each season against the SEC West, and we just might come around a little bit. So looking
Mizzou has an SEC
all comers.
So, just saying. Mizzou has more SEC West wins this year than LSU does, so
they don't even belong in the realm of
the SEC
discussion.
They don't.
They have more SEC West titles than you do, so.
They were scared to play Vanderbilt yesterday.
Scared to play them. Cancel. We weren't afraid to play them.
That's the thing. You guys got that Vanderbilt win because they got in right
back to play Kansas or something.
56 wins, 56 players, so there you go.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, it don't matter. If they had to play a road game At South Carolina, they would have been able to take like 64 players. So,
Sure.
I mean, 64 or 56, what's the fucking difference? You think those 8 would have suited up? You think they'd have fucking played? No. There's no damn difference. They weren't missing any damn playmakers off that team. So tired of hearing about that bullshit. We beat them fair and square. We kicked their fucking ass.
Sure. Kick their ass, Kale.
Sure.
Fine.
Well, we did.
All right. Well, there you go. We're taking calls this evening, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. Georgia is a shit show. I've said that, and I think that Florida beats them this year. Wouldn't surprise me in the least. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Georgia is not what everybody thinks they are. Biggest fraud ever. You know what? And I'll put this out there too, because I think they get a lot of players that lack a lot of character. I think South Carolina could beat Georgia again this year. Put that in your pipe. You want to argue with me against that?
Will Muschamp for real.
Let's answer the phone here. Good evening. Welcome into the Rob, Comrade, and Kale show. What's up?
I just got a problem with what you said about Georgia. Georgia is the best program in the East.
Sure.
By far. So
really?
That's not debate.
Okay, so it's not debatable at all. Why is that?
Yeah, Georgia is the best. You could argue Tennessee and Florida, but it's between these three. But Georgia is clearly miles ahead of both of them.
They look like they were the head of something the other night.
I mean, well, Alabama is the best in the SEC.
Why are you whispering? Are you going to wake up somebody?
He's probably got kids asleep. I got,
You're going.
No, some people got kids and those businesses. They don't wake up either one of them.
All right, brother. For calling the show, we appreciate you. All right, well, we'll take calls at 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. I don't think they win the East. Really don't. In fact, who they got next? I think Kentucky stomps that ass.
Kentucky.
That would fucking shock me. Would not shock me in the least. Do they play Kentucky this weekend? If they do, I want that to be one of the.
They have an off week. They're off.
Yeah. I want that game as one of our picks there, Comrade. Halloween picks, brother, on the 31st. We should have that one. Let's make sure we're in on that. Let's see. Do we have more Georgia defenders calling? Let's see here. Oh, welcome into the Rob, Comrade, and Kale show. What's up?
Hey, this is Texas A&M fan.
Are you calling to rip Georgia?
Yeah, I'm calling to rip those fucking sap-sucking piece of shit dogs.
Have at it, brother. Speak your mind.
Hey, Georgia, anytime Georgia plays a real fucking team like LSU last year or Alabama, they show their true colors. They fucking say they're elite this and elite that. Well, they can eat shit because they can't come to the big stage. They just don't have it. They do less. They got more talent. They do less with more talent than any team's ever done.
You're right about that, but sir, respectfully, at Texas A&M hasn't really been worth a shit since his wife was doing gymnastics off of a trainer's dick. So how do you respond to that?
Well, the thing about it is, Jimbo makes about $10 million a year. So, I mean, we can say what we want to about him. I mean, he don't got much character. He got a lot of cash. So if he wants to trade that tramp in on another one, I'm sure he can get another one.
I don't know how that helps him, but okay. All right, you have anything else, buddy?
Well, no, I just wanted to call and congratulate the Gamecocks on the win. I like to see them do well. I mean, I'm not quite as bad as that other guy who calls up and sucks dick on you all the time, but I do like to see South Carolina win from time to time.
Well,
I just see it how it is. Oh, and also I'm kind of this Uncle Lou character, man. He's lost his mind.
But I want to make sure I put this out there. Uncle Lou's the most realistic Georgia fan ever. So let's make sure we put that out there.
Well, he was talking about Bear Bryant, and like I told you guys, I grew up watching Bear Bryant. He wasn't even alive when Bear Bryant was coaching. He was bashing Bear Bryant, and Bear Bryant's record in the 24 years against Georgia was 21-3. So he owned fucking Georgia. So Uncle Lou needs to fucking get off the Bear Bryant train or whatever. 21-3. If I beat a team every 8 years, that's not doing a whole lot. So yes, Alabama owned Georgia, and they always will. Georgia's a second-rate program. That's just the way it is, man.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you calling and watching the show this evening, man. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right, there you go. There's more people that think like I do. George is a shit show. Comrade and Kelly was sitting over there just thinking, good.
He has Lou's got a character. You know, he has super fans on his show. Mm-hmm. I don't know if y'all have ever seen that or not, but he has an Auburn super fan whose name is Bartholomew Eio. Where Lou dresses up as all these characters anyway, and he wears fucking overalls and a straw hat, and talks about how life. That's not fair. That's not fair. That's not fair. Playing off of a couple of years ago when they said that it was not fair that they had to play Georgia one week and Alabama the next week, so they got their game or whatever. He has he had a Tennessee super fan known as General Voltard, but he died. So he's not around anymore. He has a Florida super fan named Natty Back Steve with a long mullet who wears a pair of fucking cut-off jean shorts, and he yells, "Hey, go Gators!" And then the Alabama super fan is he wears the Bear Bryant hat, and he acts like he's drunk all the time. And they call him 90 Proofer Luther because, you know, they said Bear Bryant stayed drunk and beat on his wife all the time or something like that. I don't know. But, yeah, 90 Proofer Luther made the appearance, and he did the picks against the spread for Lou's games that he did on, like, Wednesday for the outside the SEC matchup. So, you know, it's pretty funny. Pretty funny.
And it's some pretty funny stuff.
He's lost it the past couple of days, man. He's a shell of his normal self.
Well, his team got throat fucked in front of everybody.
He throws some.
Maybe Uncle Lou is finally getting into it, and he finally sees that some of these people are not buying it. Let's see what this caller is talking about. Welcome into the show. Good evening.
Are you guys watching the Braves game?
Yes, we have the Braves game on in the background.
Go Braves. This is Go Braves from a Washington Nationals fan.
Okay, why are you a Nationals fan and rooting for the Braves?
Because I live in D.C., but my dad, I just want a National League team, and I actually have some friends that are Braves fans in South Carolina.
Well, that's good for you, man. How did you find this show, sir?
I watched Carolina Jackpot on YouTube because he's my favorite game. I'm a Clemson fan, but I like Carolina Jackpot because he's entertaining to watch. So that's how I joined the whole Pick'em challenge because I was entertained by
what's your name?
Jackpot.
What's your name?
Alex Conger.
Alex, okay, and you're in the Pick'em. Well, first,
thank you, Alex.
On behalf of the show, thank you for listening to the show, and I'm glad that you love Carolina Jackpot. I think, and you may believe this or not, I think more Clemson fans like Kale than Gamecock fans do. Just throwing that out there.
That's because I don't get to. I haven't got the product out there to them. Some of them don't know as much. Like some of my videos, I don't know how or another they got shared over to TigerNet. And it just blew up there.
I've seen how you're gonna have stuff about you before Carolina Jackpot. I would love to meet you someday. I'm a big fan.
All right. Well, thank you, brother. We appreciate you joining the show this evening. You have a good night, okay?
Appreciate that.
You too. Thank you.
All right, there you go. Look at Kale's getting some.
I don't know if you all watched the overrun of this, but I was watching the Gamecocks game. Replay when they played Auburn over on the SEC network, and like now they've got volleyball on. Mississippi State's playing Arkansas. And man, Wise, I'll tell you what, if I was 25 years younger and had all my hair, I'd be running around chasing some of these gals. That's hot.
Respectfully, Dale, they're all probably a foot taller than you are.
I mean, well, it don't matter. That's hot. I'm telling you, if I had a choice like between watching this and like watching a game like between like a football game like between Vanderbilt and fucking Missouri or something on the SEC network, this all day long.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with volleyball. Why not? Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Well, speaking of which, Kale talks about that. You know, the Gamecock volleyball team is, you know, I'm just saying they're not looking bad. To share with the viewers here.
Keep my voice down a little bit.
I know, right? That's not that bad, sir. That's not that bad. Anyway. Poor Kale's going to catch hell. All right, well, still taking calls at 803-470-2905 if you want to get into the show really quick. Comrade, we got to pick our games for this week. We've obviously got South Carolina and LSU. That's 7.5. Do you have the Clemson game? Isn't it like 38 for Syracuse?
No, it's 45.5.
Are you serious?
Oh, I'm dead serious.
Fuck.
It is 45. That's embarrassing. I mean, the crappy schedule you play. But we go, it's 45.5. It's when it opened. I'm sorry, 44.5. It's 45.5 now in some places. So 44.5 is what it opened. Which, by the way, 44 is an important number in Syracuse football history. That's a bad omen for you right there.
All right, caller, what's your name? Go ahead.
My name's Gamecock Jimmy.
Okay. What you got for the show?
I think Will Muschamp's the greatest coach ever. Might as well give him a raise. What about that win against Auburn?
It was Jackpot said it was a historic win, sir. So there you go.
It was an historic win, and that's why we're going to turn the corner and run the table. And I tell you what,
run it.
We face them old Clemson kitty cats.
You think so, huh? Well, hey, how long have you been a Gamecock fan, sir?
27 years.
Okay.
That's a lot of pain and suffering.
It is, but you think this team can run the table, huh?
That's a lot of shit shows.
What, they got a great offense and a great defense, and I tell you what, we're going to run the table.
Gamecock fan, can I test your Gamecock knowledge just for a moment?
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Who's the second string quarterback for South Carolina?
Second string quarterback would be Ryan Heleniski, or I'd rather be at Luke Doty.
Or you'd rather it be Luke Doty. Okay. Do you have a question you'd like to ask this gentleman there, Jackpot? You look, you got something there.
No, I'm still watching volleyball and listening. Thanks. No.
All right.
Will Muschamp, a 5-year extension. We're going to the national championship. We beat Auburn. Woo!
Oh, what?
Thank you, man. There's an optimistic Gamecock fan. Holy shit. See there, I don't want to hear shit from you guys. Those fans are in your fan base. By the way, I did have someone earlier that said something galactically stupid. They said, let me make sure that I read it correct. It was so stupid that I had to look at it twice. It's one of those things. Here we go. This is a big-time Gamecock fan. South Carolina will be favored over 40% of the top 25. Amazing what a job Bobo has done. We have a true bell cow back that will run over any line back that dares to go one-on-one. That's how it was written, not how I read it. I mean, that's how I read it, like it was written. Do you think you could be favored over 40% of the top 25 there, Comrade?
40% is what? Of top 25.
Well,
10 teams, 11 teams.
12. So I would go. Let's say 10. You think you could be favored over 10 of the top 25?
At home.
Absolutely.
At home, of the last, let's say 16 through 25. I'd probably, yeah.
Oh God,
I could see that.
Games. This is just stupid. All right, so we got the Clemson games at 45. What are the other games on the schedule? Kale, give us Kale Hall special, Kale.
Kale Hall special this week is Conference USA matchup between the Middle Tennessee State Blue Raiders. They're going on the road to Houston, Texas, and they're not taking on Houston. They're not taking on Texas. They're taking on fellow Conference USA member Rice, who is playing their first game for whatever reason this weekend. And Rice, as of time that I looked at it, was a 1.5 point favorite over Middle Tennessee State.
What the fuck are we doing out there?
I don't know, Virtual Kale. I have no clue why
You think the Gamecocks can beat Rice?
Yes.
Okay,
I
good.
think the Gamecocks will beat Rice. Other games that we have there, Comrade. What do you think?
Listen, the Big Ten opens up this week, and I know we're not big Big Ten fans, but I think we should have 2 Big Ten games in. I'm thinking Nebraska and Ohio State.
What about some Indiana? What about some Penn State? Some Penn State, Indiana.
Well, I was thinking we can do that too. I was thinking Michigan and Minnesota. Michigan, Minnesota is a 1.5 point spread right now.
Well,
okay.
Let me make sure I put this out there. I am not acknowledging the Big Ten. So if you guys want 2 games, you pick them. I will not have my hands on them because I think the Big Ten.
Well, we might do 3 right now. He wants Penn State, Indiana.
Oh, fuck.
Let's do that. So here's the games I have so far, and I think it's fair. It's not only great games this week, by the way. The ACC has got horrible, by the way, Rob. So I'm sorry. It's a nice refresher to have the Big Ten playing.
The circle of suck.
Yeah, so I mean it's kind of getting boring doing the ACC games, Rob. No offense. Middle Tennessee at Rice, SC at LSU, SU at Clemson, then the Big Ten trifecta: Nebraska, Ohio State, Michigan, Minnesota, and Penn State, Indiana. So we need 2 more games.
Caller, go ahead while I look at some games. What do you got for the show?
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm enjoying the show as always. I had a question for you. Y'all have any comment about Chris Phillips going on Eric Kimry's podcast?
What's that?
Y'all have any comment about Chris Phillips going on Eric Kimry's podcast?
I have no clue who I know who Eric Kimry is.
Okay,
but
Chris Phillips is C Philly Spurs Up show, Rob.
That's the guy disrespectful to women, and he likes to have he wants you Gamecock fans to go and heckle Clemson players, and your heckling whatever stuff is. Hey, he's got a special needs brother. So yeah, that guy. Nah, yeah. I don't acknowledge that guy. But he that he's on a show, I turn the other way.
But he went. Eric Kimry's got a really good podcast, by the way, called Fade In, and he was on that, and people were like telling Kimry on Twitter, like, you cannot have this dude on there. Right. I listened to the first 20 minutes of the podcast or so, and Chris is trying to selling his business about hey, I've built this from scratch and yada yada yada, and they didn't really get into it. And Kimry's whole thing was, I like having people on, different perspectives, and if I don't agree with people, give them a voice and everything like that. So I listened to the whole thing. Caller, did you listen to the whole podcast?
I did, just because I think I don't want to. I know I'm on y'all's show, but Eric Kimry's podcast is pretty excellent. The way
it's absolutely excellent. Yes, sir.
So, all right, so what did you think about? Did I watched it? I listened to the first 20 minutes or so. First of all, Bob Gillespie was on there too. I love Bob Gillespie. He's one of my favorite people to read back in the day. So, and so did they get into any of the online controversy with Chris on Twitter, or did they kind of skip over that?
They talked about it a little bit. They didn't really go into great detail. I just know, from what I read, a good bit of our fan base didn't really care for Chris. But
and the thing is, though, it's not that he's critical, which is fine. I mean, the Gamecocks have deserved people to be critical of him. The problem is, one, he has a bad reputation with women because apparently he gets in people's DMs and he hits on women, which is he's single, man. It's fine. Hey, it's 21st century. That's how you put a couple of girls. That's fine. The problem is that when the girls tell him no, okay, instead of just, taking it like a man, okay, moving on, he starts to trash the girls. Oh, they're ugly. Like, that's what, oh, I can't. Well, she's a whore. Well, if she was a whore, she probably would have said yes to you. I mean, hate to break it to you. So, I mean, that's my whole point is that you try to hook up with a girl, which is fine, and they tell you no, then you go and trash them online. I mean, it's really immature. And so he's into a lot of people, apparently. He likes younger girls. I'm not saying illegal, but I thought he's like 25, 26, hitting down 18-year-olds. Once again,
right.
That's your choice. But then you trash them afterwards. I mean, that's the issue. And there's all kinds of stories that I've only heard a fraction of them. Okay, that's his reputation. And so that's fine what he's doing. His podcast is not bad. I listened to his podcast before I stopped listening once that stuff happened. But he has some good knowledge. The one thing I took him to task on, he had Rob DeBoer on. Here's my one issue. He had Rob DeBoer on for an interview. Now, if you're going to interview somebody, I've interviewed, Jeff Fry, major leaguers, and I go ahead and research some stuff about them beforehand. Now, I knew about Jeff Fry already, but I researched shit. I researched where he went to school, where he was drafted, all that stuff. He had Rob DeBoer on. He did not know that Rob DeBoer was a two-sport player at Carolina. He did not know Rob DeBoer played baseball.
Oh,
that's kind of Rob DeBoer's MO. Rob DeBoer, what Rob DeBoer is known for is the fact that he played two sports at Carolina. He was a catcher and a fullback. That's his big thing. And Rob DeBoer brings up baseball, and Chris goes, "Oh, I didn't know you played baseball." Like what? So I tweeted him one day, "Hey man, research some shit." And he got all mad. What the hell? I don't need some damn. He called me a boomer. I don't need some boomer telling me. I'm like, first of all, jackass, just research some basic stuff about the person you have on, because you look like a damn schmuck. So that was it.
Well, hey, yeah. No problem, man. We appreciate you calling in, brother. And I didn't mean to go off on you, but that just some of the stuff he's done has been like, whatever, man. Just to hell with all that. I do as people say, I wish him well. I just will not be partaking in anything that he's a part of. So, all right, man.
All right, well, go Cox, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, man. All right, well, yeah, and Comrade, I need you to go to bat for me for a moment. The reason that I despise that guy has nothing with him being with South Carolina. Would you back me up on that?
Yes, that's true.
Okay, it's just that he's a fucking shit show. So if he were a fan of, I don't give a shit. Pick your team. Couldn't stand that guy. All right, so we need two more games. I think Kale just dropped on us. Two more games. We got
Bama and Tennessee, that rivalry game.
What are you really doing 3 Big Ten games?
I mean, well, there's not a lot of great games this week. I mean, there's Bama, Tennessee. There's Notre Dame, Pittsburgh. I mean, I'm not sure what else you want. I mean, there's not a lot of great games this week.
How about Coastal Carolina and Georgia Southern?
We already got a shit game. We got the Cal Special.
But Coastal's a ranked team.
Good Lord.
You're not buying that? Okay.
I can't even find the damn line.
Okay.
That's the first problem.
Coastal is a 4.5 point favorite. You don't like that one. Okay. Oh, you're mad. Why are we doing Alabama and Tennessee?
I mean, we don't have to. That's a big rivalry. That's a big.
How about a matchup with 2 ranked teams, Comrade? I got 2 ranked
Notre Dame and Pitt. Is Pitt ranked? Pitt's ranked, right?
North Carolina State and North Carolina are ranked. It's a rivalry matchup.
I didn't even see that game. Okay, we can do that.
That's fair, right? Two
That's
ranked
fine.
teams.
I didn't even see that game, so I fun over
North
there.
Carolina's a 15.5-point favorite. I don't know what you've got on your book. I'm just telling you what I'm looking at.
Opened at 17.5. That line changed quickly.
Yeah, it did. Okay. Michael says Scout says Coastal would beat USCE.
No, they wouldn't.
Eric says Bama's gonna skull drag us. Yeah, they like the UNC game there.
Okay, so we've got 3, 4, 5, 6. We got one more game. You want to do Notre Dame Pitt instead of Bama Tennessee?
How about Cincinnati and SMU? 9th ranked Cincinnati, 16th ranked SMU, an American game.
Is that a Saturday game though, or is that a Friday game?
No, it says 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Hold on, make sure here. Yeah, Saturday, October the 24th at 9 o'clock.
Okay, I was making sure because
Cincinnati and SMU. That's
okay, I see that one. That's good. That's good. That's good.
All right. Now, do you want to put Alabama and?
We already got 8, so we don't need Alabama now.
We can drop some of those shit Big Ten teams.
I like this for you. Well, Kale likes Penn State, Indiana, and I like to satisfy Kale. Don't do that. That sound bite was good. To satisfy Kale. But then I think we need to have Michigan, Minnesota as a good game. It's a 1.5 point spread game. You got what's his face, Minnesota coach and Jim Harbaugh. What's Minnesota coach name? PJ Fleck and Jim Harbaugh going at it.
All right, what's the third?
So Nebraska, Ohio State. So I got Middle Tennessee State at Rice. That's the Kale Hall special. The kicking Gamecock Chickens at LSU. SU at Clemson, the thriller. Nebraska, Ohio State. Michigan, Minnesota. Penn State, Indiana. NC State, UNC. And Cincy, SMU.
All right.
I dropped off for a minute. Why don't y'all boot one of those crappy ones and go with the Tennessee-Alabama game?
That's what I was saying. We should get rid of the Big Ten game, one of the Big Ten games.
I put Penn State in for you, Kelly. You want to get rid of Penn State?
Get rid of them. Yeah, put Tennessee in there.
Okay.
Hey, Kale, he just said earlier he wants to satisfy you, so that's
it's okay. I'm fulfilled.
That's me his soundbite. I want to satisfy Cal. Okay, I want to see the Penn State game for you, pal. But fine. Alabama, Tennessee. That line opened at 19.5. Byrick
says got to do the Little Brown Jug game. Do we have the Little Brown Jug game?
That's the Wisconsin game, Illinois. Is that Illinois, Wisconsin? I think so. I mean, I don't know. What game do you drop?
I can say something on the show and nobody get mad at me, right?
Listen,
I can't see picking the Clemson game.
What's
it's
that?
48 points or some shit. Why do we have the Clemson game on there?
I can drop
representative on this show. We will not put Clemson in the contest anymore until the line is under 38. I can say that and nobody can get pissed off. Clemson is not in the pick'em because the line is 6 fucking touchdowns.
You want to do it?
Yeah. Drop
Illinois, Wisconsin?
Illinois, Wisconsin. First time in pick'em contest history. And I just – how in the fuck? I mean, so do we give us the 8 games, take out that one with it, and then –
Okay, so now we have Middle Tennessee at Rice.
Watch them fucking lose.
The Cal special. We got Carolina, LSU, Illinois, Wisconsin, Nebraska, Ohio State, Michigan, Minnesota, Bama at Tennessee, NC State at UNC, and Cincy at SMU.
What you mark my words? Watch Clemson fucking lose on Saturday.
That would be my luck. Drop. You know what? I want you to do one other thing for me, comrade. Drop NC State, North Carolina, and put Coastal in there. Put the Coastal game in there.
God damn it!
No, I'm just saying. Put the Coastal game in there.
Who they play?
Georgia Southern.
Kale's phone went dead. All right. If you want, you can put whatever one you want in there, but if it comes down to those two,
we already have a damn.
Satisfy me like you satisfy Kale.
I don't want to satisfy Kale. I want to satisfy you. I do the opposite. I want to anti-satisfy. I want to annoy the crap out of you.
All right, we'll keep we agree that dropping the Clemson game is okay there, right?
We drop that, yes. Well, we'll kind of think about the NC State North Carolina Coastal Georgia Southern game. We'll discuss it over. We'll discuss it over our text exchange before Wednesday.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe maybe a game will get canceled for the COVID, and we'll make a decision easy.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go and watch my Atlanta Braves. They are tied up at the end of the 6th inning with the LA Dodgers. Hopefully, I could be talking about a World Series team on Wednesday night. I don't know. God, sucks. Anyway, shout out to the Georgia fans that did show up. If you guys see SEC Dog, make sure you give him that for me. Your team sucks, horse dick. Go fuck yourself. Hold on, let's make Kale's back for a second. Hold on. There's Jackpot. All right, Jackpot.
Yes.
We're going to wrap this up, but do you like the idea of keeping NC or dropping NC State and putting in Coastal, or you want to keep NC State North Carolina?
Won't we sleep on it? No. Let's sleep on it. Maybe a game will get canceled. How about we wait and see if a game gets canceled first?
Coastal game is the standby game.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. Then Coastal's a standby game.
And my final bit this evening, that works.
Them? Oh, boy. We're fucking ranked because they beat fucking Kansas. Woo!
But Kale, they're playing someone that from the Kale Hall special from last week with Georgia Southern.
Oh, they're
poor Kale. All right, if the Braves lose tonight, it's because the Georgia Bulldogs suck and they're a black hole and they drug them into it. And with that, the show's a wrap.